In this video, I'm going to show you how to generate a new level and make a change to an existing level. So I'm in the south elevation here, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer. So within the template that we started with, there are already two levels generated. One is level 1, which is at an elevation of 0 feet 0 inches, and one is level 2, which is at 12 feet 0 inches. Now, what determines this height really depends on the particular use of the building and also whatever the structural assembly is, particularly what's happening at the floor level. Now, this 12 feet is probably more for a commercial type application. And although, we are doing a commercial application as a motel, it's really more of a residential scale that we want to work with. So this dimension here is going to change. So when I click here, what happens is it is selecting the topo solid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to hide it in the view. You may find that you need to do this for various views depending on what you're working on. You can always turn things back on. If you go down here to the light bulb, you can start to see things that were turned off. So there's my topo surface. Go back to where we were. Okay, so now I should be able to select this fairly easily, and I'm going to change this dimension to 9 feet 0 or 9 feet 7 inches. Press enter, and it'll drop that down. And I'll go into some more detail at another time about what the structural assembly is and how that dimension came about. Okay, next what I'm going to do is click on that level, and I'm going to make a copy of it. So I will click, and I'll just place it somewhere instead of doing the math in my head and figuring out what that needs to be. I've already figured out what I want this elevation to be, so it's easier to just make that copy in some location and then type in what the elevation wants to be, 19 feet 0 and 1/2 inches. Okay, so there's the level 3 data. Now, one thing you'll notice over in the project browser is that under floor plans, there is a plan for level 1 and level 2, but there's not one for level 3, and we're going to need that. So to add that, you go to view, and you basically can add various views, floor plans, or focus ceiling plans, etc. It's going to populate whichever one is in there and not already used. And when I click on OK, I can see that it's been added to the project browser. At this time, I don't really need to rename it. That will happen later as we get more into the project. But going back to our south elevation, there are my 3 levels. And that's all you need to do for this part of the assignment.